What is going on, y'all? Robert Sykes, KetoSavage.com, and welcome to the vlog update series for the build. We are at week 23 of the build, and this is reset week 12. So, again, the quest is to get down to about 185 pounds. My calories are gradually dropping, but again, I do not want to go beneath 2,500 calories because I'm not trying to do a bona fide cut right now. Just trying to clean things up a little bit. So, if we dive right into the AI dashboard here, we will go ahead and add today's check-in for this week. So today is the 16th. My weight this morning was 191.1. My body fat via the Inbody was 19.9. Again, I'm probably closer to 17. This was via the Inbody scan. And my fat macro goals for this week are 185 grams of fat, 205 grams of protein, and no more than 20 grams of total carbs. So we're going to hit submit there. And this is kind of what my dashboard is looking like. You can see I've been averaging about one high day on calories a week that exceeds the macro goals. This past weekend, Crystal's folks were in town. It was her dad's birthday, so we went to a golf resort. He's a big golfer, so we went golfing there. We had dinner. I had a massive bison steak, so kind of blew up my macros on that day. I hit about just shy of 3,900 calories on that day, so that was my high day for the week. Weight went up a little bit afterwards, so like this is my weight trend. That spike there was the day after that, but overall still trending down, so I feel pretty good about that. This is kind of a overview of my macro intake, and this is the actual macros by food type. So fat is decreasing, protein is increasing, carbs are staying relatively low, overall calories are dropping. So from a sustainability standpoint, again, I'm allowing myself pretty much one day a week of the higher intake. That kind of keeps the hunger at bay. It gives me some extra calories to work with while in the building phase. I'm trying to time that such that I can lift heavy the day following that higher intake. So if I'm lifting really hard on Saturday morning, then I make that high refeed day come at some point Friday evening or somewhere in that general time frame. That's what I'm doing because it's made, again, the whole goal now is to clean up a little bit, but I'm not trying to get in a crazy aggressive cut. I'm not trying to get crazy low body fat levels. I'm trying to improve hormonal health and maintain high functioning metabolic rate, but do clean up a little bit and get to about 185 pounds. I was 191, as I said, this morning, so slowly but surely making my way towards that 185 weight goal. So I feel pretty good about that. If we jump into chronometer, we can kind of see what that dashboard looks like from a trend standpoint. So you can kind of see the same thing there. And then if we go to my food goals for today, we're going to be at about 2,600 calories. So I've got about another 100 calories to work with before I drop down to that low point of 2,500. And then protein is, the goal is 205. I'm not sure why this hasn't updated yet, but the goal is 205. I'm going to be hitting 207. Carbs, less than 20. I'm going to be at 16. And then fat, again, that's not sure why it's not updating. That's supposed to be 185. And the intake today will be about 186. That's going to be coming from 8 tablespoons of heavy cream in my 2 coffees in the morning, a Keto Brick, and then for my second meal, I'm going to have a pound of 93.7 ground beef. I'm going to have 8 Egg Life wraps and about 4 cooked eggs. So Egg Life wraps are amazing. They are incredibly satiating for what you're getting. It's pretty much pure protein. There's not very many calories to them, but they act as a good delivery vehicle for food. I can basically do a keto taco with these. They slow down your rate of consumption because you have to actually make the taco. So I cook all the food, or Crystal cooks all the food, and then we warm up these Egg Life wraps, and then I basically just make them on demand as I'm eating them. So it slows down my consumption, which allows me to eat more slowly, obviously, but then that kind of helps with the hunger as well. Because if I'm eating super quickly, I'm still hungry by the time all my food's gone. But if I slow down my consumption, it's more sustainable for me. It's more enjoyable for me. So that's my plan from a macro standpoint. Weight training wise, everything's been looking really, really good. I'll throw some pics up now that we're taking today. Again, this is with an Inbody scan of 19.9, probably around 17%. But I feel pretty good about the way my physique is coming along. I don't have quite that distended midsection and bloat and just overall inflammation in my face that I felt like I had when I was closer to 200 pounds. So I'm about 10 pounds down. And that's showcased through just this tighter midsection. I want to bring that in a little bit more, but I feel pretty good about everything. The workouts have been stellar. I was traveling a little bit, like I said, last week with her folks in town, but I trained at a new gym, used some new equipment, went super heavy on some of the pieces of equipment they had, like pendulum squats, which are brutal, by the way. And I also went pretty heavy on a Good Morning via the vertical squat machine, which I love that piece of equipment, so I go pretty heavy on that. Worked up to 16 plates on that specific movement. So I feel pretty good about the way things are going from a weight training standpoint. I don't feel like I've lost any strength whatsoever as my calories have been dropping slightly. So I will get down to 185, hopefully not need to go beneath 2,500 calories. And then I'm in phase 2 of my protocol. But since I am not going to be dropping beneath that, what I'm probably going to do is as my calories get down to 2,500, I'll continually increase my protein. And then at that point, I'll probably be at 220 grams of protein, give or take. And then from there, at 185, I'll just simply start increasing my dietary fat up to about 3,000 calories again. And hopefully be able to maintain that weight of 185 and just continue to build more muscle at a slightly higher caloric surplus. So that's the plan there from the building standpoint. We've got several exciting things coming up in the near future. I'm going to be test judging a bodybuilding competition in just a few weeks in October. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see the other competitors and just live the lifestyle of a bodybuilder. So that's what we got going on for the building update. I feel everything's trucking along pretty good. There's not a whole lot of crazy drastic changes happening. You're not going to see crazy drastic changes in the pictures because I'm not cutting down right now. I feel like from a lifting metric standpoint, my goal for the end of the month is to be able to cleanly hit 300 pounds on a bench press, barbell bench press without any assistance. So that's kind of a goal I got from a strength standpoint, and just keep progressively overloading everything in the process. So that's the update for the week. Appreciate y'all tuning in, and we will see you next week.